the entrance announcement go for the med school?
I'm sorry, I didn't get in.
What? You're kidding! You failed to get into any of the private schools, so I was hoping that you'd get into a national university! How do you even fail all of them?
You don't have to say it like that. I tried my best.
I was hoping you'd get in after your brother failed, not to find out that you also failed. I'm truly disappointed in you. Oh, but you still have the late entrance exams, right?
I'm not taking it. I can't try harder than I already have.
You can't give up so easily.
Getting into med school isn't all there is in my life.
Who's going to carry on your father's hospital then?
Was I born just to carry on Dad's hospital?
That's right, and that's why I paid your tuition for the prep school too.
Are you asking me to pay it back then?
Sure, you're going to pay us back.
Okay, I'll pay back after I get a job, but I'll make sure I pay you back.
Ugh, I was disappointed when your brother failed to get into med school. And you ended up failing too! I can't take this anymore!
But my brother enjoys his job.
I never spent money on my children's education just to make you guys an ordinary office worker.
You've been pointing fingers at my brother too, and I hated watching you do that. You never acknowledged his hard work. You only talked down on him. You don't even know how it feels to go through college entrance exams because you've never been to college.
Women never went to college back in my day. You don't even know what it's like to be cornered around by a mother-in-law after failing to have a boy.
I understand that you've gone through a lot, but that gives you more reason to emotionally support me and my brother.
I can't. Not right now. I'm so frustrated.
Will you please let Dad know about this too? I'm going to stay over at my friend's house tonight.
I'm sure he'll be more upset than I am. If he ends up passing out because of high blood pressure, you're the one to blame.
I'm honestly so relieved that I failed to get into a med school.
Huh? You didn't even get in! Stop acting tough!
No, I mean, if I wasn't going to be a doctor, I won't have to deal with you any longer, right? Just like how you did to my brother, I'm sure you're going to avoid me too.
Sure, I won't deal with you any longer. I don't want to even see my failing children.
I can't believe you would say that to your children. No matter how many years it takes, I'll pay you back the tuition for my prep school. I'm ashamed that I couldn't keep up with your expectations after all the care you've taken of me.
Aren't you willing to apologize?
I didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing for me to apologize for. I'll be getting a job after my high school graduation. I'll be moving out of our house soon. Thank you for everything.
Do whatever you want, you failure!
Sarah, weren't they announcing it yesterday? How are the results?
Trevor, thanks for asking, but I failed.
I see. You must have worked so hard. You deserve a break.
Your words are so comforting, especially since you also failed to get into med school.
Hey, you don't have to stab my wound like that. Anyway, was Mom mad at you?
Yeah.
I remember how she used to say terrible things to me, too.
Will my story become a laughing matter in the future, too?
Yes, it will. I enjoy my life a lot better after our parents gave up on me.
I envy you. Oh, I don't want to go home.
Are you outside right now?
I checked the announcement when I was at the cafe yesterday. And after that, I decided to stay over at my friend's house. I didn't have the courage to check it after I got home.
What are you going to do now? You got into a few other schools, right?
They're not going to pay for my tuition if I wasn't going to med school.
Of course. I paid for my tuition by getting a scholarship and also working part-time.
Don't you think our parents are too strict on students who fail to get into med school?
that's how high their hopes for us were. They both grew up in the countryside, and Dad was smart, so the adults were astonished to call him a genius.
Really?
It was the first time that someone became a doctor in their town, and that's why he's so proud about it.
That's true. Well, I feel like there are a lot of families of doctors, but the hope just weighs too much on us.
He probably didn't want to end the hospital that has his name. I get how he feels.
This is only going to sound like I'm giving an excuse, but I never honestly wanted to become a doctor.
I'm sure. I could tell.
Really?
You were working hard so you could cover my failure.
Well, I wish I could say that you're right, but that's actually wrong.
What was it then?
I've always wanted to become a veterinarian ever since I was little.
I see. I had no idea.
And to tell you the truth, there's still a late entrance exam that I could take.
You should take it. You need to apply for that exam right away.
What?
I'll pay for the tuition. If you live in my place, you won't have to pay rent.
But I'll be spending 6 years going to vet school.
It's a national university, right? So the tuition can't be that expensive. I'll pay for it.
No, I'll figure something out with scholarships and a part-time job.
You won't have enough time because you'll have a lot of labs to attend. One of the guys who went to my prep school was venting about it.
But you can't possibly pay for my living expenses.
Don't you dare underestimate me. You're only 18, so you should let your kind, handsome, wonderful brother take care of you.
It's hard to appreciate you when you say it like that.
Why not?
Just kidding. Thanks. I'll take the late entrance exam.
Good luck.
Trevor told me that you became a veterinarian.
Since you won't pick up my calls or respond to my texts, I made sure I wrote you a letter to let you know 10 years ago.
I threw away that letter since it was from a daughter who chose to leave our house to become a veterinarian. I blocked your calls and texts.
I knew it. I can't believe you were so mad to the point where you'd block your daughter and your son for 10 years.
Well, I couldn't get over my anger no matter how many times I thought about it, and I couldn't forgive you guys.
Do you feel better after 10 years?
I'm still frustrated, but I have up because being angry won't change anything.
I wish you knew that 10 years ago.
So, how is it? Do you get decent income by spaying and neutering dogs and cats?
That's not all I do for my job. I go out for rescue too, and I've been busy every day.
Ah, that sounds just like you. I knew you'd be doing things that won't help your income.
I get to do whatever I want. I'm proud of my job as a veterinarian.
You should consider yourself a doctor only after saving people's lives.
You're still saying that. If that's what you're reaching out to me about, please don't talk to me again.
No, I was just curious about what you'll be up to.
I'm just going to continue working as a veterinarian.
Are you still living with your brother?
Not anymore. He got married last year.
I heard. He's such a disgrace to our family, not even hosting a wedding.
His wife was pregnant, so they'll have a wedding after things settle down. You don't have to say it like that.
So, did they get married because she was pregnant? They're not keeping it in the right order. They're like dogs and cats.
You've become even worse in the past 10 years.
Does that mean you're not married yet? You're already past 28, right?
I'm busy with work, and I don't have the time for that.
Don't you have a boyfriend?
Well, I guess I do.
He must be a doctor, right?
Why are you making an assumption?
Well, this is the final chance. Depending on who he is, we might have found our heir.
Mom, you really haven't changed a bit, huh?
A decade isn't enough time to change people.
You and Dad are both already 75.
So what?
I was hoping that you guys finally learned to treat others kindly.
Neither of us have given up.
Is Dad still running the hospital?
Of course, you're his daughter and you should know that.
Ever since I moved to the city, I haven't been back in my hometown.
He hired a few doctors and your father sometimes goes on duty as the director. If only you had become a doctor, we wouldn't have had to spend on unnecessary labor.
Hold on a second. Were you planning to make me work for free?
Not to that extent, but I would have made sure you took a low salary.
You're just ridiculously selfish.
Anyway, make sure you let us know as soon as you decide to get married. We're still your parents, so we need to make sure we attend your wedding just to make sure we don't look bad.
I don't even know when I'll get married, but I'll think about it. My wedding is about to start soon, but are you almost here?
What are you talking about?
Today is my wedding ceremony. I sent you guys an invitation and made sure I took your attendance over the phone.
Ah, I threw away that invitation.
What?
Why would we care to attend your wedding when you failed to get into med school?
You were the one who said you'll attend my wedding as my parents.
It was your fault for not choosing the right person.
What do you mean?
I searched your husband's name on MHLW Physician License Verification System, but his name wasn't there.
What?
What's the point of getting married to a man who isn't even a doctor? You're not our heiress, which makes you a stranger to us. Therefore, there's no reason for us to attend your wedding.
I don't really care because you treated me like a stranger for over 10 years already, but you're just so stern about it, choosing not to attend my wedding.
Your father also says that you should do whatever you want.
I see. Okay, you guys don't have to come. I wish you had told me a lot sooner, though. We have our wedding arrangements, and I can't believe you're canceling so last minute.
If you insist so badly, we don't mind going right now. Let's see, for both of our appearance fees, it's going to cost you about $20,000.
What are you even saying?
I mean, you would look bad if your parents aren't there, right? I'm sure you're going to be embarrassed during toasting speeches, too.
I'll have Trevor and his wife take care of it. I've never heard of someone demanding for a gift when they're supposed to be giving me a wedding gift.
Well, I can't stand being at your wedding unless I get paid for it.
I already told you that you don't have to come.
If only you looked like me, you would have looked prettier, but you ended up inheriting your father's facial features. What a shame. I'm sure you look terrible in your wedding gown, but then you never inherited your father's intelligence. You're just halfway cooked in every way possible.
You're being so terrible when my wedding is about to start. Don't you dare show up just to throw me insults.
Ah, that's an idea. I won't get bored.
Stop. I don't want you here.
I get it. I won't.
That's fine then, but I don't ever want you to talk to me again.
Oh, what a coincidence. I was thinking the same. But if you were to have my grandchild and they become a doctor in the future, I don't mind acknowledging you.
You guys will both be around 100 years old by then.
My husband is a doctor. Of course we're going to live long.
I was hoping that my wedding will bring our family back together, but I was completely wrong. No matter what happens, you and Dad think that being a doctor is the absolute justice.
Of course, it's how to become a winner in life. Doctors are at the top of the hierarchy in human society.
I don't agree with you. Some doctors can be terrible, but I won't say who.
I'll forgive you for that insult. Take that as the wedding gift. Good
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, you useless daughter. Someone else told me, but is it true that your husband is the son of the Theatrical General Hospital?
So, you would reach out to me whenever you find out about something like this.
Why didn't you tell us?
I didn't tell you because you never asked.
I searched the name that was on the invitation, but he wasn't a registered doctor.
He obtained his medical license outside the country. He came back in country to inherit his father's hospital, and he recently obtained medical licenses within the country.
If you found such a wonderful man to marry, I wish you told us sooner.
I knew you were getting yourself confused on your own, but I chose not to tell you.
Why not?
I didn't want to let my husband see my parents, if they only knew to judge people based on whether they're doctors or not.
This is a completely different story at this point. You need to let us meet our son-in-law. We should go have dinner tomorrow.
I refuse with everything I got.
We need him to take over our hospital while your father is still well.
Are you understanding this whole situation? He came back in country to inherit Theatrical General Hospital.
So, just have our hospital merge with their company so we'd belong in the same group of hospitals.
Look, I don't really want to say this after you've raised me carefree. And I understand how amazing it is to establish and sustain a hospital, but I don't really know if you should be making such a huge deal about your heir when you're just a small internal medicine clinic.
What?
The clinic has been deteriorating, and I heard you guys don't even get too many patients because the facility is getting worn out. You can't even hire a part-time physician, right?
Who told you that?
My friends still live in my hometown, so I hear all about it. You guys are both old, so maybe you should close your business. If you ever end up getting sued for medical errors, you could end up in huge trouble.
Your father was the smartest talent in our hometown.
You're just clinging on to his past glory. If you're going to talk about that, my husband was a renowned surgeon in the country he lived in.
What? Really?
He's operated multiple surgeries for VIP patients. But he came back in country because he wanted to repay the favor for his beloved parents.
What a wonderful son! If he's so wonderful, perhaps he'll love us too.
His wife, who would be me, doesn't even love you guys. That's not happening.
How dare you say that?
You guys never loved your children either.
That's not true. We loved you, and that's why we were so strict on you guys.
If we get good grades in school, we were good kids. If not, we were worthless. We never felt loved when you were judging us, as you would praise and insult us based on how we did in school. I'm surprised that neither Trevor or I ended up taking the wrong path in youth.
I don't care about Trevor. I've always made an exception about you. I'm being honest. You have to trust me.
Are you sure you don't care about Trevor?
Of course. I can't regret enough that I ever gave birth to him.
Trevor got a medical license.
What?
He's been saving enough money to go to med school while he was working full-time. It took such a long time because he paid my tuition at one point. But since I paid him back and his wife's parents gave him support, he was able to obtain a medical license.
You're lying.
He's currently a medical resident at my husband's hospital.
What's going on? I don't get this.
Trevor's wife has a family of doctors who run a large hospital too. She's the only child, but her parents were kind enough to bless their marriage, and Trevor wanted to repay their favor.
This is impossible. He didn't even try hard for our sake.
Love and support are things that you can't see with your bare eyes, but it's something that gives the energy and motivation to someone who's working hard to achieve a goal. I've become a veterinarian because I appreciated my brother, and I truly despised you and Dad.
So, my son became a doctor and my daughter married a doctor. That's everything that I've ever wanted, and I'm getting confused.
Even if it's become true, it's not going to affect you guys, so there's no need for you to get confused.
Why not? One of you can inherit our hospital.
Both Trevor and my husband already plan on inheriting a different hospital. How many times do I have to explain that to you?
I'll be right there at the venue.
The wedding is over, and we're about to have an after-party.
I need to see my son-in-law.
Even if you see him, nothing is going to change. I don't want you here.
This is an opportunity, and I can't just let it slide by.
What have you done?
Shut up! I don't have the time for this.
You went to go talk to his father without my consent. I heard you told him that you'd like to take his son from him because you want him to be your heir.
Yes, I did. I won't get what I want unless I take action.
I heard you were making a scene, demanding to see the director at the lobby. Didn't you know that you were at a hospital? There were people who weren't feeling well around you.
It's already over. Stop complaining about it. I didn't even get to see him, so I just came back without getting to say anything.
Do not ever do that again!
Anyway, your father is extremely upset.
Why?
The director at Theatrical General Hospital happens to be a senior from your father's med school.
What?
They've been affiliated with our hospital too.
I had no idea. Oh, but I remember my father-in-law saying something when I saw him at the wedding.
What did he say?
He said if my parents weren't showing up, he might as well come by to greet you guys directly.
What is that supposed to mean?
I wasn't sure what he meant at the time, so I just told him that he didn't have to do that. Now that I think about it, maybe he planned on giving a lecture to his junior, who chose not to show up for his daughter's wedding.
Oh my! We should have gone to your wedding if only we knew this were to happen!
Of course, he wouldn't have appreciated you guys. You guys didn't even care to greet him until the wedding, not to mention that you ditched it altogether at the end.
Your father is saying that he wants a divorce from a woman like me. I need you to do something about this.
Oh, I don't know. You did this to yourself.
He says that the hospital business is failing and our children ended up leaving us. Oh, because of me! Don't you think it's ridiculous?
I believe Dad is partially responsible, though. He's been making you say everything he struggled to say while he was hiding behind your back.
That's right. You should tell him that.
No, I don't really care, and I don't want myself involved.
But your mother is in trouble!
Mother? Who?
Who else aside from me?
Are you saying that I should consider you my mother after choosing to treat me coldly just because I couldn't become a doctor? Oh, I had no idea.
Well, I know I was in the wrong.
You can't apologize the moment you're in trouble.
I've been living as the wife of a doctor for many decades until now. I've always gotten what I wanted. I can't possibly live on my own at this point of my life.
I'm sure you get some Social Security income. You could live off of that.
I don't even get $2,000! I'd spend it all after enjoying lunch just a few times.
What kind of lunch do you usually have?
I'm sure both you and Trevor have financial luxury, right? You guys both married a family of doctors, so I'm sure you're leading a gorgeous life.
So what?
You can take me in at either of your homes, or each send me $5,000 a month.
What? Are you asking for $10,000 a month?
That's not enough, but I'll make it happen.
Both Trevor and I paid you back for all that you've spent on our education.
I've already spent it all.
You've been spending Dad's money all you want, and it's your fault that you don't have anything saved up at that age.
I truly love both you and Trevor.
That's such an obvious lie.
I was insisting on having an heir for your father. Your father was at fault for everything.
No, all you've ever wanted was to brag to your friends that your children were also doctors. You felt as if you were worthy of something for having a husband and children who were all doctors. Because you're such an empty person, that was the only way to satisfy your ego.
Shut up! Stop talking about it when you have no idea what you're talking about!
Well then, I'll shut up for the rest of my life from you, so please do not reach out to me ever again.
What? I'm sorry, I was just kidding. Since we've never gotten along, it's about time we start getting along from now on.
I can't tell which part of what you said was a joke. Goodbye. This is truly the last time I talk to you.
Wait, hold on!
I heard Mom and Dad broke up.
I see.
I heard they went through a huge argument regarding marital assets because Mom was spending so much all along. Dad said he kicked her out after only giving her $10,000.
I see. She tried calling me a few times, but I haven't talked to Dad about it. To me, they're both equally guilty, and I can't pretend as if they're my parents at this point.
I don't plan on getting close to either of them either. I don't want to deal with them ever again.
A lot has happened ever since our college entrance exams.
Seriously, time flies.
There's something I need to apologize to you, though, about how I lied that you've become a doctor.
Jeez, you should have told me in advance. Dad asked about it and I got flustered because I had no idea what he was talking about.
I'm sorry, but I wanted to make Mom regret things even more.
It's true that my wife's from a family of doctors, but I'm just an admin director.
But that's still great, and it was kind of your parents to have blessed your marriage.
They said they're not all about the heir. All they wanted was their daughter to stay happy. So I'm going to spend my life doing whatever it takes to keep my in-laws and my wife happy.
My in-laws are wonderful people too. Maybe God blessed us with this gift because we weren't fortunate to have the best parents.
You're right, and I like that.
I guess I'll also appreciate God for blessing me with decently kind brother, too.
Hey, why do you have to say it like that?
I'm sorry, but thanks to you, I'm here where I am today. I really appreciate you, and I'll do whatever it takes to repay this favor.
Come massage my back, then.
No problem at all. After being all alone, my mother moved into a cheap apartment without a shower room. Well, she tries her best to make herself look nice as she continues to pretend that she's a doctor's wife. But everyone already knows that she's lying because rumors were quick to spread. There was no way she could afford a $300 lunch anymore. She's become a lot more tamed, and I heard she spends most of her days inside her apartment looking back on the old days. My father ended up causing multiple medical errors, and he ended up getting sued by his patients. Needless to say, no one wanted to visit his hospital, and he shut down the business within a year after the divorce. The tiny clinic that the two of them insisted on finding an heir had ended up shutting down. I understand the desire to have someone inherit their treasure. But just because that desire isn't fulfilled, it's wrong to negate someone's personality or to cut ties with them, and I, out of all people, can say that for sure. Both my brother and I had children, but we want our children to have all the freedom in their lives. This is the biggest wish that I have at this time. Last month, me, my brother, my in-laws, my brother's in-laws, and our partners all went out for a nice dinner. Moving forward, I want to cherish my new family as I express love and care for them.